Can Drake pull off the comeback of the century, or has Kendrick Lamar already buried him in their explosive hip-hop showdown? This isn't just a rap. Beef, it's a clash of titans that's been brewing for over a decade, hitting a boiling point. In 2025, one's riding a wave of dominance while the other's clawing to stay in the game. Picture this: diss tracks flying, lawsuits piling up, and a Super Bowl stage that turned the feud into a global spectacle. We're diving deep into the chaos, peeling back every layer of this wild ride, from the first spark to the latest rumors. You're about to see why this rivalry has got everyone talking and why it's far from over. Buckle up, because things are about to get intense. Let's rewind to 2013, when Kendrick Lamar dropped a verse that flipped the rap world upside down on Big Sean's Control. He didn't just flex, he called out Drake in a laundry list of heavyweights, vowing to outshine them all. "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you," he spat, and you could almost hear the gauntlet hit the floor. Back then, these two weren't enemies. It collabed on tracks like Buried Alive Interlude and Poetic Justice, sharing stages and mutual respect. Drake even brought Lamar on his Club Paradise tour, calling him a genuine soul. But that Control verse? It was a line in the sand. Lamar wasn't content to share the spotlight, he wanted it all. Drake played it cool at first, shrugging it off in a Billboard interview. Kendrick's not murdering me. But behind the scenes, the tension was real. Their paths diverged, Lamar digging into raw lyricism, Drake leaning into pop rap stardom. That moment in 2013 wasn't just a diss. It was the birth of a rivalry that had simmered for years, waiting for the right spark to blow it wide open. And trust me, that spark was coming. Fast forward to March 2024, and the fuse finally lit. Kendrick Lamar hopped on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, and what he dropped was pure dynamite. The Big Three. It's just Big Me, he rapped, torching the idea that he, Drake, and J. Cole were equals. It was a gut punch to Drake's ego. It's a direct challenge to his throne. J. Cole tried to fire back with 7-minute Drill, but he blinked, apologizing at Dreamville Fest and pulling the track. Drake, though, he wasn't backing down. The song wasn't just a diss. It was a middle finger to Drake's 2023 album For All the Dogs. With Lamar sneering, Prince outlived Mike. Jack. The internet lost it, fans dissecting every line, picking sides like it was a playoff game. Lamar wasn't playing subtle anymore. He was out for blood. For years, their beef had been a Cold War subliminal shots buried in verses, but that turned it hot. It wasn't just about bars, it was about legacy, power, and who'd define rap's next era. Drake had to respond, and what came next would flip the script into overdrive. Hang tight, this was only the beginning. Spring 2024 turned into a full-on war zone, with diss tracks dropping like bombs. Drake kicked it off with push-ups, a slick jab at Lamar's height, his pop collabs, and his hustle. "You ain't in no Big 3S. ZA got you wiped down." Lamar didn't flinch, he countered with Euphoria, a 6-minute shredding that called Drake a master manipulator and a habitual liar. Then came Not Like Us, the haymaker. Lamar didn't pull punches, accusing Drake of predatory behavior with lines like, say, "Drake, I hear you like M. Young." It wasn't just a diss, it was a cultural Molotov cocktail, lighting up charts and sparking debates. Drake clapped back with The Heart Part 6, denying it, all in claiming he'd planted fake intel to mess with Lamar. "I never had a daughter," he rapped, trying to flip the narrative. Fans turned into sleuths, digging through lyrics for clues. Was Lamar's intel real, or was Drake the chess master? The accusations weren't just wild, they were personal, hitting Drake's image where it hurt. Streams skyrocketed. X blew up with memes, and the beef went from rap battle to public trial. Neither side was backing off, and the fallout was about to hit a stage bigger than either could have dreamed. You won't believe what happened next. February 9th, 2025, mark that date. Because Kendrick Lamar turned the Super Bowl 59 halftime show into his personal victory lap at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. With 120 million eyes glued to their screens, he performed Not Like Us. The crowd roared as he rocked an A-minor necklace, a slick nod to the track's brutal Drake diss, trying to strike a chord. And it's probably a minor. He didn't stop there. "I want to play their favorite song, but you know they love to sue," he quipped, a jab at Drake's legal moves. Then Serena Williams, the tennis legend, hit the stage, crip walking to the beat. Why is that a flex? Rumors once linked her to Drake, and this felt like Lamar twisting the knife. SZA joined too, cementing the West Coast vibe. Lamar didn't scream the wildest accusations. He muted the certified line with a scream effect, but the message was loud. He's on top. Critics called it a historic moment. CNN dubbed Not Like Us the night star. Drake was halfway across the world, tossing cash at a Melbourne show, but this was Lamar's domain. Wasn't just a performance, it was a power move. A middle finger to his rival on the biggest stage possible. And just when you thought Drake might stay quiet, he had a curveball ready. Drake wasn't about to let that Super Bowl moment slide without a fight. In January 2025, he'd already thrown a wild card lawsuits against Universal Music Group, their shared label. Through Frozen Moments LLC, he claimed UMG juiced Not Like Us with bots, spiking its Spotify streams by 30 million, and pushed defamatory lyrics to tank his rep. This isn't entertainment, it's pedophilia allegations, his team argued, pointing to real-world fallout like shootings near his Toronto mansion. UMG fired back, calling it illogical and denying any sabotage. After all, they're golden goose too. Then, in Texas, he hit UMG and iHeartMedia, alleging they rigged radio play to boost Lamar's track. It's a high-stakes gamble. Legal filings aren't cheap, and the optics scream desperation to some. Fans wondered, is this a masterstroke to flip the narrative, or a sign he's losing the war? Drake's not named Lamar in the suits, but the target's clear. After Not Like Us snagged Grammys for Record and Song of the Year, this feels like his counterpunch, less about music, more about control. The courts might decide this chapter, but there's a twist in the shadows that's got everyone buzzing. Here's where it gets murky. Rumors are flying that Drake's building a posse to take Lamar down. Word on the street says he's linking up with Kanye West, of all people. Yeah, the guy who's been off the rails, recently praising Drake's Gimme a Hug, and snubbing Lamar's Not Like Us. Kanye's been vocal, leaving Lamar off his Rap Kings list and pushing wild theories about industry puppets. Then there's Akademiks, Drake's hype man, teasing a Kanye interview that's supposedly loaded with Lamar This, two former rivals, Drake and Thee, teaming up not for beats but to stir chaos. Why? They're both salty. Lamar's outshining them, and they can't keep up musically. Speculation's rife about other clout chasers joining the fray, amplifying conspiracies that Lamar's success is some corporate plot. It's a stretch, sure, but the noise is growing. X is buzzing with fans, split some call it genius, others, a clown show. If true, it's less about bars and more about revenge, a desperate bid to dent Lamar's armor. Nothing's confirmed, but the whispers alone add a layer of intrigue. What's this mean for the game? That's the real kicker. Zoom out. And this feud's bigger than two rappers, it's hip-hop's crossroads. Kendrick Lamar's the torchbearer, bringing raw lyricism and street cred back to the forefront. His Super Bowl flex and Grammy haul scream authenticity, a nod to rap's roots. Drake's the polar opposite, the global superstar who's blended rap with pop, racking up billions of streams but facing heat as a culture vulture. This clash isn't just personal, it's philosophical. Lamar's fans see him as the savior, taking the genre back from glitz and ghost. Drake's camp argues he's evolved rap, making it a worldwide juggernaut. The divide's real. Social media is a battlefield, with hashtags and memes drawing lines. Lamar's Not Like Us isn't just a diss, it's an anthem for those who vibe with his vision. Drake's lawsuits and rumored alliances, a fight to prove he's still king. Hip-hop's always thrived on beef, but this one's carving a fault line: authenticity versus accessibility. West Coast grit versus Toronto Flash. Whoever wins, the genre's shifting, and we're all watching it unfold. The story's got one more twist to keep you hooked. So where's this headed? It's Kendrick Lamar's riding high. Super Bowl Grammys, a 2025 tour with SZA looming. Drake's swinging back with lawsuits, new tracks like Gimme a Hug, and whispers of a Kanye collab. Is he plotting a knockout, or grasping at straws? The lawsuits might drag on, but if he wins, it could rewrite the Not Like Us saga. If he loses, it's another L in a rough stretch. Lamar's untouchable right now, but Drake's got a knack for he drops something to flip the script. This feud's a roller coaster, and the next drop's anyone's guess. One thing's sure, hip-hop's never been this split, and the noise ain't dying down. What's your take? Can Drake claw back, or has Lamar locked it up? Hit the comments, because this saga's too wild to sleep on. Stick around, the next chapter is gonna be a banger. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button. It's the easiest way to tell me you're vibing with Celeb Beat. And don't sleep on subscribing. Hit that button and ring the bell, so you never miss a beat. We drop new vids every week, breaking down the celeb chaos you can't get enough of. Oh, and if you're still hungry for more, check out that suggested video. Up next, Teats another banger from Celeb Beat that'll keep you hooked. Maybe it's Drake's next slip-up or a wild rumor we've cracked wide open, who knows? You'll just have to click to find out. Thanks for rolling with me today. Fam, stay locked in, because at Celeb Beat, the drama's always on blast. Catch you in the next one.